Merry Christmas! Merry Vlogmas! Welcome to day one. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope I share some exciting, fun things with you today. I know I'm looking forward to Vlogmas. Even the very simple things of Vlogmas. And today I'm going to go through my advent calendar that my friend Sharon gave me, and I'm going to pick the first of the month since today is the first. And I'm going to try the tea that's back here. And it doesn't tell me what kind of tea it is. It tells me that it's char brew, but it doesn't tell me the flavor. So I guess I'll find that out when I make my cup of tea. This is exciting to me because I love tea, and I have a cup of tea every morning. And this is just like an adventure to get to have something that I haven't had before. Let's see what this tea is. I've gotten it out of its little package, and I cannot tell what kind of tea it is. I smelled of it, but I have no idea. But we're about to find out. Well, I don't smell any unusual smells or any distinctive smells. So far, I think it might be an Earl Grey or a really good black tea. I'm going to let it steep here for a little bit, and then I'm going to try it and see what it is. And that's my first day of Advent tea, and I'm looking forward to it. Now, I have under no circumstances got everything decorated that I normally decorate for Christmas. Now, normally I take this right here and I put up the nativity scene with the little the little stable that Donald built for me. That's what I usually put across this shelf that I've got right here. I have not got that done yet. And then I usually put the snowman right along here, and I have not got that done yet either. So there's quite a few things that I have not got decorated yet. I also have this little tree that I've got to decorate, and I am dragging out the old-fashioned apples from when me and Donald first got married. Now, some of my little apple ornaments in storage, the little coating on the outside of them cracked, but these are still in good condition, and they're the perfect size to go on this little tree that I want to put somewhere in here in the kitchen. So there I am in dilemmas, and I haven't got all the decorating done yet. So I thought during Vlogmas I'd bring you along with me as I decorated some of those things. Now, I have not planned to decorate today. I've got the grandkids coming and some things going on, and I won't be able to decorate anything today. But those areas that I just showed you, those will be included in my Vlogmas videos coming up for the month of December. And I hope to share some recipes and things with you, along with just some Christmas ideas. Now, I have yesterday's stew here that I'm putting on the stove, and that's what I'm going to heat up today for lunch and then for dinner. So I'll just heat that up on medium low, and I will get this going, and that's what I'll be enjoying for my lunch and for dinner. You know, if you've been around and watched my show for a while, soups and stews and chilies and things like that is one of my number one go-tos in the month of December and all of the cold months. Actually, when it's cold, to me, it's soup time. So that's what I fixed yesterday for supper. I put it up I chilled it, and now I'm bringing it back out so that we can enjoy it again today. Oh, look at that pot holder. Let's change that out for something more Christmassy. Now, I am going to try my first day's tea here. It's steeped for a little while. I think it's probably got all of its flavor. I am trying to cut back on sugar, and so I'm just going to taste this tea the way it is. I'm not going to add anything to it. And we'll get the true flavor of this tea. That is delicious. That's a really good tea. Let's see if it says anywhere on the box about what kind it is. I'm thinking it's Earl Grey. Ah, it's an English breakfast tea. Right here. That is my first tea, and it is delicious. I'll enjoy that greatly this morning. That's a refreshing cup of tea, and I'm delighted with it. It's still boiling hot, so I'm going to have to let it cool off a little bit. But I'll be drinking it through this morning as I make the plans throughout the day for what is going to go on today. My phone is not working this morning. I'm trying to video this on my phone. And sometimes when my hands are cold, I can't press any buttons. So that's a long pause there. Sorry about that. Focusing there on my tea. Let's see if I can get my finger warmed up and get this thing to the next stage. I am not sure if I shared with you guys about breaking my toe. I broke my toe when I was decorating for Christmas. Some of the Christmas decorations fell out from the top of the stack of Christmas decorations, and I broke my toe. So it is really healing up good, and I wanted to share with you because I've been using comfrey oil. I know that I show you guys, I did a video on how to make comfrey salve. This is comfrey oil. This is the oil that's strained off of the dried comfrey leaves after they have soaked in oil for about at least 6 months. I'll drain it off and put it in a bottle like this, and then I'll use it for applications such as this. This foot that I've got right here, that I broke my toe on, which is healing up good. It's been over a week now. It was right before Thanksgiving when I broke this toe. And so I'm just going to put a little bit of comfrey oil on it this morning and show you how I would use that in a situation like for a broken toe. You can see it's the bruising and everything is really, really going away. It was black across these right here. It was completely black across here. It was bruised black and blue. I had an injury there on my toenail, and that's what I went through. But I wanted to share with you how you can use comfrey oil in a similar situation. If something like that happens, that's what I put on it. Now, I did contact my doctor. My doctor said elevate this and take an anti-inflammatory pain reliever. And so that's what I did. I followed my doctor's advice, and I also took it on my own hands to go ahead and use my comfrey oil that I make and have on hand for situations like this. And just from the time of Thanksgiving to now, this foot has improved tremendously, and I am so glad. It did put a little bit of a hindrance in my ability to get Thanksgiving done. I could not run up and down the steps like I normally do to get things put away, and just in general, it throbbed much like a toothache, and it was very, very swollen. So I was not able to run around the house like I normally do on a holiday to get things done, but our Thanksgiving went perfectly okay. We really enjoyed it. We got to go to family's house that we loved, and so I enjoyed being there with them. And then we got to have our guest over, and so Thanksgiving was great. And this toe is healing nicely. It's doing a great job. So I'm thankful that I probably will not be hobbling around for Christmas on this broke toe. Now, I couldn't even wear shoes on Thanksgiving. The few places that I went for the Thanksgiving holidays, I just had to show up in comfortable socks because my toe and top of my foot was so swollen, I could not even put it in my shoe. And even if I did put it in my shoe, I wouldn't have been able to stand the pressure of the shoe pressing on it. So that's what I've done. I just put socks on and showed up at Thanksgiving with socks on, which is really funny, isn't it? But you have to do what you have to do to take care of yourself. I don't know that there's any kind of cast for a broken toe. And I followed the doctor's instructions. They didn't say anything about putting anything on it, so I was just supposed to be sitting down and elevating it. But who can do that at Thanksgiving when you've got places to go and you've got people coming to your house? So I wasn't able to do that. I thought I'd just share that with you and share the comfrey oil and how well that works on something like this that a doctor tells you there's not very much they can do for you. You can take it into your own hands and do a little bit for yourself. You can put some comfrey oil on it, and that will, in the past, in my opinion, it has sped up healing. So my toe's doing great, and I'm looking forward to maybe getting to wear shoes on Christmas. But today is the first day of December. It's a wonderful day for me. I had great blessings in December, and one of my biggest blessings in my life. I have, of course, my husband, who is the biggest blessing besides Christ. Christ is the biggest blessing in my life. And then comes my husband and my children. And I have one of my children that was born on this day. So I'm celebrating his birthday, and everybody that has a birthday in the month of December. There are several other loved ones that I have whose birthdays are in December. So it's a great and exciting month for us. We're happy and we celebrate it. And celebrating Christmas, getting ready for Christmas, and the love that you have for your family and friends. And so it's just an exciting time of the year. Well, it's the most exciting time of the year, according to some, right? But it really is an exciting time of the year for me. And I'm just hanging around the house today, catching up. I was able to get my shower and put on my little Christmas sweater. So I've got my Christmas tree sweater on today. And I have got to get out all of my Christmas sweaters and all of my Christmas apron and all the things that I use for Christmas. I've got to get those out. Maybe I'll be able to share with you the sweater of the day or the outfit of the day on Vlogmas each day. I don't think I have 25 Christmas sweaters, but I can share with you the ones that I have. The ones that I've collected over the years and kept and enjoyed, because you only wear them for a few days every year, right? I love this sweater. It came from my aunt. She gave it to me for Christmas, and it's made in America. It was made when things were made very well done, beautifully done. So I love this little sweater. The kids always love it when I wear it because it's got the little Christmas tree, and the little Christmas tree is decorated, and they just love that. All day long, they'll be looking at Grammy's Christmas tree and saying, "Grammy, I like your sweater." And so that's fun for them, and it's fun for me. Now today is a chilly day. It's been cold. We've had to turn the heat on. Just a few days ago was the first day that we turned the heat on. It got down to 19 degrees outside. Of course, I've been cooking a lot, and that helps to heat up the house. So we hadn't needed a lot of heat, but we did have to cut it up. 3 days ago, we had to turn our heat on, and the heat feels good and toasty. I've got a cold, rainy day today. It's wet outside. It just looks like a winter day. And so my good cup of tea is delicious, and I am going to put on a pair of fuzzy socks, and I'm going to just get cozy and enjoy my morning. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. Get my socks on this morning. Oh, I love warm and fuzzy socks. I love them at this time of the year. And they always joke about getting socks for Christmas, but truth be told, I could not get too many warm and fuzzy socks. I would appreciate every pair that I got because I love them, and they feel so good. Now, my feet will be a little bit warmer, and I'll enjoy my tea. I will have to be careful not to want to drink more than the date. Like today, this was the first day of tea for the Advent calendar. I'll have to control myself so that I don't get out more tea, because I'll have a second I'll have a second cup of tea this afternoon. So I'll have to make sure that I don't think, oh, I wonder what day 2 tastes like. I'll just have to be sure to go to the tea cabinet and not to the advent calendar, right? But this tea is really good. It's an Earl Grey. It's a black morning tea. It's a breakfast tea, and it's perfect. It's perfect for a day like today. So I've got my warm fuzzy socks on. I've got my warm holiday sweater on. And I've got my warm cup of tea. So I'm ready to start the day. I've got a lot of things planned. I've got my stew heating up on the stove for lunch. I'll probably have an early lunch and eat that stew because it's smelling delicious. So I'll have that stew, and I'll also have it for supper tonight or dinner. You know, if you've been here, that part of this channel is budget friendly. So when I fix a big pot of stew like that, that stew will be delicious to be eaten until it's gone. Me and Donald will eat on that stew. Sometimes the kids will eat it, but then, you know, they want a different kind of thing. I think I'll just make them rice and vegetables today. And something simple like that seems to hit home more with them than just to eat soup. But I love soup and stews any time of the day. I can eat it for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. That's one of my favorite foods. It's a comfort food. I love the variety of flavors. I love what you can do with a soup or a stew. You can enhance whatever flavor you like most. If you like onions or garlic or any of those flavors, you can always add more of that on the day that you really want to have more of that. And I love that about a soup. Well, I made that soup yesterday, and so it'll be gone by today. So that soup, you know, it usually doesn't hang around here too long. And then I've got some hamburger thawed out for the next day after the soup, probably tomorrow. I'll start the chili beans. And I love chili beans. I love just to get a bowl of warmth and add cornbread to it. That's a meal for us. Sometimes people we share our chili beans with use crackers. But whatever you put in your in your soup, chili beans will enhance them and make them more delicious and fulfilling for you. But I am looking forward to making some chili beans on a cold and wet day. I'll show you what it's like outside. Let me just show you. Ooh, it is nippy. It is cold and rainy. This is the wreath that I chose to put on the door. I hope you saw the video showing you how to upgrade or refresh an old and tired wreath. This is the one that I chose to go on the door today. I think it's still a good choice. It closes up good in between the storm door. If I get a wreath that's too thick right here, then my storm door, you know, presses on it and mashes it. This one seems to be the perfect width. Now, Angelina, she's really hungry today. She wants to be fed in the morning, so she's been running around, and every time I come in here to the towards the kids' room, she's running in here like, where is breakfast? Even though she has food in her bowl, she likes to have that fresh food added in the morning. So they're going to have breakfast. Cookie, you eat yours. Eat your breakfast. He wants to test out Angelina's and his. He wants to be bossy. Make sure she's not getting something that he wants to eat. See, now he's switched and got her bowl, and she's eating his bowl. He thought she had something that he didn't have. He's a bossy little thing. Well, while the cats are having breakfast, I'll just talk to you for a minute. I have come across a few things downstairs that I want to use. I want to use for the holidays. This is a basket full of holiday napkins that I like to use around this time of the year. And so I'm dragging these out. This one's cute. Friends are the best presents, and they truly are, aren't they? Okay, so I've got this, and I've got this. I love this. I love pine cones. I may not have shared this with you guys before, but I do love pine cones. I love them any time of the year. And I've got this little mantle spray that I'm going to take upstairs and use. I don't know if I'm going to add a bow to this. I could add a ribbon right here in the middle and put a bow. That would be pretty. Or I may just put this thing up by itself. But I got that out because I thought I need to use this, because I like it so much. And in here I've got some more ornaments. Now I probably won't use all of these ornaments. I love these little clear ornaments, and I like what you can do with them. And the kids, I've got another box of these upstairs too. You know, you can put little sentimental things, or let the little grandchildren help you put things in there. And it makes a really unique ornament for your tree, unique to you and your family. And then I've got these pine cone ornaments that I bought last year, and I noticed that I had them in a different place, so I didn't incorporate them onto the tree. So I'll be putting those on the tree this morning. Now there's other ornaments in here that I could put on the tree. I probably won't put these. I do think these are adorable, and the kids would too, but these look just a little bit too primitive for our tree this year. Now this is a little baby Jesus. I always set that out. It doesn't have the rest of the nativity for it. I don't know where I bought that, but I've had it for a very long time, and I just put it out, and it helps me remember the reason for the season. Now, I'm not going to put these on the tree yet. I'm going to try to figure out an idea that I can do something with the grandkids and let them put some stuff in there themselves. I've got more upstairs, so it'll be enough for each grandchild. And let me just see what is in here. Oh, this is the birdhouse Donald got me one year for Christmas, which I think is beautiful. Now that definitely needs to be added to the tree. Of course, it's made in China, but it's metal with a cloisonne paint job on it with gold inlay. I like it. It's beautiful. So I'll have to put that on the tree. So here's the little things I've got to use. These pine cones, the baby in a manger, and this little Christmas tree. So there's a few things in here that I still need to get out and make sure that I use. There's a little glittery church. Now that's probably not an expensive ornament, but it's really pretty, isn't it? So I'll be adding that. Oh, that's the school bell off of the grandkids' playhouse right here. And I saved that to put it on the Christmas tree. I'm not going to put it on this year because they'll be ringing that. They'll remember what that is. Here's some little horns. Those are cute. We've kind of got a musical theme going, so that will be perfect. And here's a little harp. We can certainly add that. So I've got a few more ornaments in here that I'm just going to take up there and add to the tree. There's a little rocking horse. And of course, that came from 1982 when country was in style. There was a style when me and Donald first got married that was called country. And there was a lot of like rocking horses and little wooden bears and a lot of things like that. So I still have some of those ornaments in my ornament collection. And that's a little angel. She's pretty. I may give her to my granddaughter and not one of my granddaughters, and not worry with her this year. All right, I'm going to put those back in, and I'm going to take up what I got here, and we're going to find a place to put them. Now, my tree does not stay perfectly put together all during the season. It certainly does not. I have these little grandkids, and they love to change around and mess with the tree. I'll come in here and they're playing with the things that are on it. And I could be a Scrooge and be like, don't touch that. But if I do that, then where are their memories? I want them to have memories of Grandma's tree and the things that Grandma had on her tree. And if they get to play with that, well, that just makes it that much more special now, doesn't it? Now, David, yesterday, my little grandchild, he wanted to play with his grandpa's deer. Donald does deer hunt. He's a hunter and he loves to hunt. And so these deer are representative of Grandpa's ornaments. So he said, Grammy, I'm going to play with Grandpa's deer heads. So he did, and he enjoyed himself. And when he got finished, he put them right back up here. But they don't always get put back the way they are taken down. So that is a little bit of a challenge in trying to keep things where they go. Now I'm going to go ahead and put some of these pine cones on this tree. Now I have sprayed pine cones, just gathered pine cones from my yard, from the white pines that I have out here, and I've sprayed those gold. And I have those downstairs in a different thing. And I've had a theme where I had an all gold tree. So everything on the tree would be gold. I've also had a tree where everything on the tree was white, different shades of white. And different kinds of trees over the years, blue and white trees, red and white trees. You know, I've had themes over the years of these trees. This year, I used a little bit of everything. Look at this little teacup. Of course, you couldn't have a tea drinker like me having a tree without a teacup or a teapot, so that you'll find those on the tree. Now, I'm just going to place these pine cones in different places. But just know that if you go out and gather some pine cones and spray them with gold paint and put glitter on them before the paint dries, that you'll also have a beautiful ornament without very much money. I did buy gold paint when I went to the store in case I chose to do that this year, but things got really busy for me and I didn't even have the time to paint a pine cone. So that's the reason I didn't paint my own pine cones this year. Now, if you watch my channel, I've said over and over, I am not a minimalist. So if you're looking for a minimalist show, I am not a minimalist. I like things. I like to use my things. There's been a time when I didn't have very many things, but over the years, for as long as I've been married, for over 40 years, Donald and I have collected a few things. And so I have more things than I've ever had. And I do systematically go through my things and get rid of some things. So it's not like I have way too much right now, so much that I can't manage. And I am no longer a perfectionist. I once was a perfectionist, and then there were things in my life that happened that changed me from that point of view. I no longer put emphasis on everything being perfect. It's like this. This is a temporary thing. We'll be taking this down in a little over a month. And so this is not a permanent thing in my life. I only give it as much attention and work as it needs for the time that it's going to be here. We can always take it down and redo the tree next year. So I'm not going to get caught up on is this thing perfect or not. It may not be perfect to everybody else, but it's perfect for us. And that's the attitude that I have. I am not a minimalist and I am not a perfectionist. I try to live every day I can to the fullest. I try to enjoy every day. And I try not to dote on the things that really don't matter. Now I've got to try to find somewhere for this beautiful birdhouse. And I am going to try to put that somewhere where the kids do not play with it, because this birdhouse is sentimental. It's a sentimental birdhouse. It came from my husband, so I want to be sure that I put that in a place where the kids are not playing with it. Let me just put it right up here on top. That would be a little hard for any of them to reach. And it looks like I might need a pine cone or two up at the top. And then towards the back is a little bit bare, so I'll hang some of these ornaments on the back. Now, having said that I am not a minimalist or a perfectionist, that doesn't mean that I don't like things in order or as good as I can possibly get them, or that I want so much stuff that I'm not, able to take care of it. So I'm trying to find that fine line of what is right for me as every year passes and things are changing continually. I'm trying to adjust my life and my lifestyle to that. And so that's what I'm doing. But I am enjoying every step of the way. I'm enjoying our tree this year. I've got the little pine cones added to it, the little rocking horse, and some other things I've just added to this tree. And I am enjoying the way it looks this year, even if the kids pluck off a few things to play with and then put them back. That's okay with me. I've still yet somewhere to put this pine cone spray and this little baby Jesus that I always put out every year. I'm going to finish my cup of tea this morning. I thank you for joining me for Vlogmas on day 1. I look forward to talking to you tomorrow. And like always, until next time.